Good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the globe. It is your darling program, The Comrade and Friends, a segment of your popular program, The Comrade Show. Today, the 12th of May 2024, we are here again to serve you on very topical issues, especially bordering on our dear Edo State. Here in the United Kingdom, it's a beautiful summer afternoon and everybody is barbecuing in some way or the other. Do not touch that die. We shall be right back. Stay with us. Yes. Welcome back, our friends and viewers of the Comrade Show. Like I said in the intro, today is the 12th of May and it's a very summer day here in the United Kingdom. I'm on the saddle today with the CNC of the Comrade Show, Comrade Lante Rahi. There are so many issues. In fact, they are mammoth. But today we shall be looking more about Edo State. Edo State has been on the news. Some will say for bad reasons. Some will argue for good reasons. And others will say for reasons that they care less about. But this is your darling program, The Comrade and Friends, where we look at issues, try to discuss them, and with a view to capturing what the mood is for many of our viewers, especially those from Edo State. Remember to always follow us on TCS blog, and you'll do us a favor by always sharing. Comrade Lamte, can you say hello to our viewers? They just want to see your lovely face.
Thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Irenra. Yes, Nigerians, greetings to you all. It is the Comrade Show. As you join us, please do us a favor to share. It's a lovely day here in the UK. I believe it is in Nigeria and across the world. Share the broadcast, and of course, I think it's going to be an interesting section. Over to you, Pharmacist.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. It's always a delight to be on the saddle with you. You are looking very good. How are you feeling today? Are you enjoying this very lovely weather?
My brother, we can't, express our feelings more than, we could. It's really, really beautiful, as you know, in the United Kingdom. And honestly, I'm relishing the weather. It's never been this good, to be honest.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. Today, before us, viewers and friends of the Comrade Show, we have two very important issues, all bordering about Edo State that I want to talk about. But this is not on cue. I know myself and Comrade Lamte, though we are citizens of Edo State, and we all grew up and lived in Benin, it will be out of place not to have one or two comments to make, knowing that the issue that I'm going to talk about is somewhat sub judice, but it relates to the palace. And then this week, we've seen so many videos, so many things going on. Everybody has got a thing or two to say. The government has also come to make their own statement. But people are waiting for the palace. I know the palace will not come. And for the proper Benin man and Edo State man, we hold the Oba in very high esteem. So, Comrade Lamte, this is sub judice. We don't know much about it. But what is important is just to ask for peace. Somewhat, it appears that it's more of a family matter that could be resolved. But the optics generally to see that the palace is being dragged to court doesn't really sit well. It's not an issue for us to discuss today because it's been well canvassed. But as citizens of Edo State and the people of Edo State, it will be out of place to have a show like this and don't say a word or two. So I just want you to just give a one or two liner, bearing in mind that these issues are so varied. But I just want you to look at it in a very just put your mouth in it, but let's be a bit very measured.
Well, pharmacists, it's a very serious issue, to be honest. It's serious because it's an issue that is unsettling the entire state, and people are really worried about it. You understand what I'm saying? And the optics are not looking good at all. A lot of, it's when you mentioned the palace just now, this is what it is, really. And this is exactly what it is. And that is why you probably will see a lot of people talking about it the way they are, with the emotions and everything. when you cast aspersions at the palace of the Oba of Benin, you are invariably casting aspersions at all Edo State people, particularly the Benins. It's unfortunate that other people ignorantly don't know the position of the palace to the average Benin man, or they just choose to be blind to the importance of the palace. We cannot separate the palace from the Benins, by extension from the Edo State people. The Edo State people, they derive their essence from the palace, and so when issues like this are happening, particularly from amongst the people who are supposed to hold the same palace, in very high esteem, it becomes very, very disturbing. As difficult as it is to discuss, because sometimes it's very hard to find the right words to discuss it. But it's important to equally note that we must all take side with the palace of the Oba of Benin. And in doing so, we are taking side with ourselves. Fingers have been pointed at the governor of Edo State. To what extent the governor has a hand in what is going on, I cannot independently verify. However, some moves by government in the past. So we did follow up the issue of artifacts, okay, which was like the beginning of this, division. And some of us wanted to hear from the palace. And of course, I personally came out to man, let us stay action. You understand? The attack on the governor is not very nice. And shortly after some days after, I think this was in 2020 or 2021. His Royal Majesty Omonoba Nedukwu came out to speak about the artifact issue. From there, many of us got some clarity from the matter. And of course, publicly or privately, people began to of course speak to the governor of Edo State. Say, look, this matter, and there was a part of it really which the palace talked about. I will forget this. It stays in my mind. The Omo says, if things are done well with openness, everybody will benefit. You understand what I'm saying now? The government will benefit. The people of Edo State will benefit. Everybody will benefit. Apparently, palace wanted to protect the arrangement in the way that the benefit would be for everybody. You understand? But it's sort of appeared that those that were looking like ahead of the process were greedy. You understand what I'm saying now? And all of that. And so probably all of that led to whatever it was. But I didn't expect anything to get deepened. However, I was honestly taken aback when His Excellency, the governor of Edo State, met with, some paramount chiefs, and statements were released that there were going to be, traditional councils in each of the local governments. A clear departure from what has been, where the palace of the Oba of Benin, is supreme. You understand, and is the permanent leader, a governor of these traditional councils. And so that did not go down very well. I don't know to what extent it did go down well with the palace. As a Benin man, it did go down well with me, because waiting not spoil, they're not the repairer. I don't know whether you get the picture from what I'm saying now.
I get you.
2-3 years on, the question I'm asking myself now is that move that time to try to assume one law, they say it's 1970 now, 1975 law, whatever, on this and that, to not change the status quo one way or the other. In what way has that program now benefited or advanced the course of history in Edo State? In what way has it not led to progress in Edo State? So in as much as some people have inferred to say that whatever is happening is a family issue and all of that, my brother, and some people pointing fingers, left, right, side, contact, center. Me, as a person, okay, I would say that there are some moves that have been made by government ab initio that were not right. And people equally infer now that some of those moves are part of what is leading to all of these issues. And it's a shame, it's a huge slap on our collective faces that we are now in a situation where subjects of the kingdom are now having the temerity to say they are going to court with the palace. The palace is court. The palace, it's like you are taking God to court. Which court will stand to give judgment? You understand what I'm saying? Where God Himself is judgment. So this is where this matter is what it is. But I'm going to hope that the Benin man says I'm going to hope that because this matter is in and amongst us, I'm going to hope and pray that every relevant institution, okay, is able to look inwards. The other area where I'm not very much, I stand to be corrected, where I'm not very much comfortable. The government of Edo State has power. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? And the government is the government duty to ensure that there's peace and tranquility in the state without any form of disturbance, as it were. The government is the chief security officer, the chief of so many things, okay, as empowered by law. Even when things like this are happening, you have a governor of a state who is a Benin man. Some of us would have expected, before this matter came to this level, somebody should have used his own good office to say, what is happening here? Make inquiries, and of course, try to use that good office to ensure that, we don't get to this level where everybody right now is now at the level of, dagger's drum, as it were. You understand? I remember when this governor became the governor of Edo State when he was newly sworn in, and there was this issue of Edo State people traveling to Italy, and there was a lot of these CDA activities and blah, 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 a lot of things happening that were not right. The palace made a pronouncement concerning CDA, concerning, some of these immoral, acts. And the government of Edo State acted on that pronouncement, created enabling laws out of it, gazetted it, and before you know what is happening, there was some sanity. You understand what I'm saying now? There was some very proactive, very measured, very, you could see that harmony between our own revered institution and the government. And that's what we want to be seeing regularly. But when this artifact matter came up, the truth of the matter is that, some things are just visible to the blind and, of course, audible to the deaf. There became a very serious departure, and we no longer see that relationship. Otherwise, in the spirit of that time, when government acted on the pronouncement of the palace to ensure that there's sanity in Edo State, if that same spirit has, has been in place continuously, you understand the picture of what I'm saying now? I am sure that this is not a matter that would have gotten to this level at all, because people have been empowered to use their good offices, to go beyond just budgeting and budgetary matters to ensure that peace and tranquility reigns in the land. But we are not seeing that, and therefore, it is become very difficult, to blame people who are saying, SY state government has a hand in this, even though you cannot independently verify to what extent government has a hand in it, or whether government has a hand in it at all. You know how the picture of recently I saw a statement put out by Aswe Udalo and his running mate, Osarodion Ogi, and I thought it was good. But the unfortunate aspect is that, why is it coming now? This matter has been brewing for a while. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? Why didn't we use the same power we have in government to ensure that, look, we need this matter in the board. It's not everything, So, my brother, I think that's the much I can say. And the idea, the faint idea to say that people that we have elected, okay, to suggest to that people we have elected are being vindictive. You know, I do regularly say something that matter. It's very difficult not to believe when lie resembles truth. It's hard not to believe. You understand the bit of what I'm saying now? So, which is why I am earnestly hoping that, as they have said, that government does not have a hand in this matter, and I hope that they make that clarity. And I equally still do think that I hope more than it may be, according to the Benin's, you do not chase a bad child to the mouth of the lions. I still do hope and believe that even as far as things have gone, the government can use their, very good office, as it were. We don't need to know. You understand what I'm saying now? To call who to call to order, and of course to ensure that some of these kind of disturbances don't come to the public space. The Benin's want to enjoy peace and harmony with the palace of the Oba of Benin, and of course with the government of Edo State. Most of all, the Edo State people want to see a palace, a government that is in harmony with the palace. Because if a government is in harmony with the palace, the same government is in harmony with the Edo State people. But if the government is not in harmony with the palace, it is definitely difficult to see harmony between the government and the people of Edo State. It may be a difficult balance, but it is the right balance for the people of Edo State.
Well,
collective sanity.
Thank you so much, Komilante. I think you've spoken very well on this issue. Like we said, there are so many strands to it. And like you said, many of these facts we can't independently verify. And we cannot expect the palace of the Oba of Benin to just be coming out and talk. They will be a bit measured. I think with what you said, probably peace and tranquility, I believe, will come back very soon. Because the optics of last week and the week before has not really placed us in a very good light. I'm happy that the government has come up to say that their hands are not part of it, and I strongly believe that. And I think when Governor Godwin Obaseki came into office, those two things you mentioned really gave us a very good harmony between the palace and the government. And we want to go back. We want to go back to that. And may I also advise many people who open their mouth to talk, people using this as politics, please let us stop it and just stay a bit focused, because a lot has happened in government and this is sort of overshadowing it. And please, let's just be a bit very careful. Many political parties have used this as a tool against the government and all that. It is good to criticize the government where we think they've gone wrong. But I hope and pray, like it's always said, the palace of the Oba of Benin is an institution. It will remain. Government will come and go. But the palace will remain. So thank you so much, Komilante. We don't want to talk so much about that because it's something very important and we don't want to make things look a bit worse. We just want peace. I believe from the statement issued by the government and the campaign team of Governor Aswe Ngodalo, peace will be restored very soon. Thank you so much, Komilante.
Sorry, sir. Even though we don't want to dwell on it, the statement released by government, for me, I would like to hear my brother.
Komilante, let's just leave it at that at the moment, because like he said in the book of Deuteronomy, what is secret, what is revealed. And I believe peace will be restored. I believe those that have made mistakes will have a rethink and let us do things right. Like I said, the palace and institution, and like they say, soldier go, soldier come, barrack remains, and the Oba's palace remain, and is seen as the spiritual superior head of all Edo State people, including Bende State. So, Komilante, let's leave it at that.
May I just to put it out there? You understand what I'm saying now? This is my own feeling. The statement released by government, as far as I'm concerned, okay, only serve political purpose. I think that the governor of Edo State is the son of Benin Kingdom as the son of the palace. And I think that if he's not seen the Omo and he has not seen the Omo, you understand what I'm saying now? He should go and see the Omo and sit down with the Omo. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
Comrade,
so.
I know your advice will be needed. Let us hope and pray that when we come back next Sunday, all these things will become clear and it will be a thing of the past for the
Hopefully, sir.
betterment,
Hopefully.
progress, and prosperity of the
Fabulous.
entire Edo State. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. We'll go straight to the matter of the day. Like we always say, Comrade Show is Edo State and Edo State is Comrade Show. And because of the event that will be happening in the next few months in our state, Edo State is more on the discussion table, and we'll be talking about the elections in our next discussion. But today we just want to look something very important happened. I think when we celebrated May Day, the governor of Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki, announced that the minimum wage in Edo State will be going to 70K, and many people have greeted this announcement with mixed feelings. Some in support, some asking a few questions. Today, we just want to look at this. Is this something good? We know there's poverty in the land, and an increase in wages will, in no small way, help those that are working. Is this feasible? Has this been done for political reasons? Some have even asked, why now, when the government has only barely 4 to 5 months to be in office? Will this be a trap for the incoming government? Can this be sustained? Looking at the debt profile of Edo State. And what are the implications for artisans and even people that are landlords? Will they begin to increase their rent now? So much so that even with the 70,000 increment, it will always be like nothing has happened. So this is what we're going to talk about. And if you feel moved, you want to make a contribution, please pick up the phone and ring in to let us hear your view. Comrade Lamte, Governor Godwin Obaseki, in his magnanimity, has increased the minimum wage to 70K. Me and you know that Edo State is in huge debt. Is this a trap? Is this for political reason? What is the benefit? What are things on ground going to do? Given that Edo State is not in isolation, and remember Nigeria, as soon as the year increase in wages, everybody will increase whatever they are selling. Even landlord will increase their rent. So I just want you to look at this. Is this the right move? Is this political? Where are we going to? Is this a trap for the next government? Do you think the next government can sustain it? I have a view on this. I think it may be difficult for the next government to sustain it, but we don't know the coffers. But if we read what is happening, the Edo State is in huge debt. What is your take? Obaseki, 70K.
For me, honestly, I think it's a bold move. If there's genuineness, if that it is a genuine move, I applaud the governor for it. You know, I've always maintained, I mean, lately I'm a very huge critic of the governor on many fronts, but I have always applauded what he has done with our civil service. Okay? Structurally and otherwise. You know, these are what he has done with the civil service is honestly should be applauded. You understand? There is no way we are going to be critical, you understand, without acknowledging that this man has put in some effort. On this 70K matter, I find a sharp contrast. Okay? The sharp contrast I find is that only recently, the CBN released information that Edo State is one of the 10 states in Nigeria that are currently borrowing from the CBN to pay salaries. As a matter of fact, from the figures I have seen flying around on the internet, you can Google it. Okay, Edo State has so far borrowed about 15 billion from CBN to pay salaries, which means that the coffers of Edo State is in the red. That is the reason why we are borrowing. And some of us, if not now, or if not now, later, we are going to question why are we borrowing? Like you said earlier, you mentioned the issue of debt profile. Okay, our debt profile has risen tremendously. It is now in the hundreds of billions. Now, if you zero back to 2015, when Oshomole was leaving, 2015, 2016, our debt profile was just around was between 78 and 79 billion. You understand? And one report I saw from the debt management office for the second quarter of last year, our debt has already risen to nearly 300 billion. You understand the picture of what I'm saying? And that is a huge concern. So on top of these, and again, because of the trajectory of this governor, and the things he's been doing and every other thing, it's this 70K announcement puts me a bit on the edge. Like you ask, is it a political move? Because one thing I know is that there's a national minimum wage, which means that any governor who comes in tomorrow can say that 70K minimum wage is not sustainable. I cannot pay. Nobody can hold them to ransom because there is a national minimum wage. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Now, the reason why I'm a bit suspicious, even though I am grateful that it is happening, if we can take our minimum wage to 150,000, I honestly would love it, provided it is within our means what we can pay. Now, the reason is this same government in 2020, okay, employed over 1,000 SSAs when it was coming to election time. 2 months after the election, they were all disengaged. 6 months after, some of the SAs and SSAs were complaining that they had not been paid for several months. It presupposed that they were employed for election. Do you understand the picture of what I'm saying now? So the question I ask is, 70K minimum wage about 4 or 5 months to elections. Why was this announcement not made a year ago when we had not entered this window? That would have felt a bit more genuine without questions, as the case is. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Now, more than that, they have now launched something like a food bank in the States. And we hear from Grapevine that the government is going to spend about 1 billion every month to feed those state people, poor people. It is happening now because election is coming. Now, people can speculate that's why it's happening, because there have been these poor people since the beginning of the administration. What's that? We are going to start feeding them now, 4 or 5 months to elections. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? That's one. The second aspect is that you are in government, okay, to create an enabling environment to reduce poverty in the states. How much of that has happened that we are now starting to spend billions of naira buying rice and giving, handouts to people to go and eat? And these are some of the contrasts in this matter. Otherwise, I honestly think that the Edo State civil servant merits bumper pay, merits 70K minimum wage or even more, if, of course, the state can afford it. But from the way things stand, it doesn't seem to me that this is something that the state can afford. It seems to me, I stand to be corrected, and time will correct me, it seems to me that this may have been done, okay, to fulfill some sort of election, matters. Maybe when the incoming government comes on, they will look and say, man, this is not sustainable, and nobody can hold them to ransom. And that again, the governor would have taken credit for now, probably gotten the benefits that will go with this by way of support and every other thing. But if it is genuine, honestly, even after his tenure, I'm going to be praising him. You understand what I'm saying now, for doing this. But over and above all, I honestly do think that the man has done well when it comes to the civil service of Edo State. Over and above all.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kobilamte. Although I have a contrary view, because I think after the elections in September, if PDP wins the election, there is a possibility that the 70K minimum wage may be sustained. But I can assure you that if it's Labour Party or APC or any other party that wins, it's very likely they will look at the account and do a review and may probably bring it to where it is, because it might be a bit very difficult. But Governor Obaseki is very savvy, And like they say, he knows how to change the change. He knows how to manage change. So maybe he's put good things in place for that to happen. But you cannot rule out the political moves from this. I haven't understood that there's poverty indeed in the land. But I want you to look at it from this angle, because sometimes it could be nominal increment for face value. But actually, the 70K may not even do anything to anybody. In one platform that I'm in today, somebody said something very important.
Yeah.
Other people will want to increase their wages or something because the government has increased
I think
money.
you have a caller.
Oh, let's take the call then. Let's take a caller then.
Hello. 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 Yes, this is the Comrade Show. Can you say your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is Williams.
William Agbola, please just go ahead. You have about 60 seconds to just make your point, sir.
Where is William calling from?
Where are you calling from, sir?
From Holland.
He's calling from Holland. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I really don't think it's political about the 70. I really want to respond to what you said about 1 billion feeding the people as of now and the increment. Why not a year ago? A year ago, a dollar was not as high as this. We should all let's be very direct and reasonable.
Yes.
A year ago, things was not as difficult as this. When you remember about 2 or 3 years ago, when you increased the minimum wage from 30 to 40, this man was paying it.
Yes.
Nothing date, he's still paying it. Now he has increased to 70. I don't think it's because of the politics. I think it's because of the situation at this moment. When the dollar is about 1.9 going to 2,000, who will survive with 30,000 or 40,000 in Nigeria? Nobody. Let's be honest with ourselves. Okay. He's using 1 billion to feed the people. Tinubu is also doing the same thing. They are feeding people all over in the north, in the west. They are doing these things because people cannot feed themselves anymore. Because of the situation, these people put our people in Nigeria. Please let us be very direct. I don't think, in conclusion, you give me 30 seconds. I don't really think it's because of politics. I think it's what he did is right, is good. Let us applaud it. Let us not join it. It happens. It's political time in Benin. It's politics in Benin at the moment, but he did the right thing by increasing the wages. People are suffering. What can 40,000 or 30,000 naira do?
Yeah.
They can't do nothing.
Thank you very much, my brother. The point is well made.
$5 per month.
Thank you, bro. We'll take another call. There's another call coming.
Okay, let's take another call.
Hello. Hello, please. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please reduce your other device. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mr. Comrade. My name is Tom. My name is Tony. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, actually, I'll be watching your program every time, and I've been following your comments. I do appreciate what you just said right now. I'm watching you right now. One thing is that when someone is trying to increase minimum wages, it's two way. I know the federal have their minimum wages for everyone. But as a governor of Edo State, as your state,
yeah.
First of all, you need to make your state be proud of you, to feed, to enjoy, to eat belly full. Let me say that.
Yes.
When you say minimum wages of 30 or 40 to 70, bro, this man, I was supporting him right from the beginning. And I love it so much. A lot of people knows me in London, yeah.
Yes.
But when it comes to politics like this, after the end of the politics now, or maybe when it became whoever that is trying to become the governor, between 1 year, 2 months, 3 months to 1 year, those things is going to be off. When you want to say 70,000, whatever, just put it, including the private. When I say private, like supermarkets, people that work with restaurants. How I just came back from Nigeria now, and I know how much they pay for restaurants. People that work in restaurants or hotel, those people. When you pass that law, you have the right to tell those who have the private company there, this is what I want you people to be paying there. Yeah. Some restaurants and hotel in Edo State, they pay there 30,000 for reception, and most of them live in far distance away. Okay, minus transport away from there for them.
Yeah.
That you are saying 70,000. 70,000 for who? Is it for the government, the people that work with you as a governor, staff, or every privacy who have a private company who's employing people there, as I said earlier, like hotel, supermarket, all those things.
Yeah.
You can't just say 70,000 minimum
wage.
But the election is coming now. You try to draw their attention in. So that is number one. My last comment, I just want everybody, including myself, whoever, let them choose their choice. I know why. Because bringing someone in a close state, people should contest.
Anyway, brother, I think you have made your point on the 70K minimum wage. I think that's where we are taking calls on now. Okay, thank you very much for
your call on the line.
But for the election, even though when it comes to labor, I was able.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. I have to end the call now. Okay, you can call back later. You have another caller.
Yeah, let's take the other call.
Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
What's your name?
Mr. Bakari from Milan. Please, your voice is very low. Could you reduce your device, the other device, so you can talk to us?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. I greet you now.
I greet you, sir.
I just have somebody.
Can you hear him?
But I know there's something I want to add. You know, our governor, in the investment banker, he may have seen what the future has for everybody, and he may have known what he has in an account. And maybe that is why he increased the minimum wages. And I think it can be sustained by the next government. So we cannot rule out the political government, because if you really meant something, we would have done this one before this election time. Let us say, let us believe he has something ready for to be able to sustain this 30,000 minimum wage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bakari. I think the point is well made. Your line is not very clear, though. We are struggling to hear you.
Is that Henry Bakari?
Yes, from Milan.
Okay. Yeah. Are we having any other call?
We'll take another call. There's another call coming in. Hello. Over to you, sir. I think they are very.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Tony. Thank you so much, Komilamte. I must say that I'm very happy with the comment made by William from Holland. I think it was also because we are with the question we are asking is, we are happy with the 70K increment, but is it political or is it sustainable? And I think William from Holland did actually agree with us. But Komilamte, the second caller, Tony from United Kingdom, actually asked a question that I was going to. While he is happy for an increment, he is saying that why is this increment not across board? Because this minimum wage of 70K is only for civil servants. What happened to those in the private sector? I was going to ask that question, and also to ask that what of those people that sell in the market, landlords, they would also increase. And when they increase across board. I think that's what Tony is trying to talk about. Yeah. So
okay, let me quickly respond to it. You see, this is this accounts for part of the tragedy of the entire Nigerian structure. You and I both live in the West. We live in the UK. I lived in Spain for a very long time. Now, when there is increment here, nobody's talking about increasing money for civil servants in the United Kingdom. Okay? The minimum wage is for the hourly pay. So at the end of the day, if you are somebody who has employed 5 workers as an SME, you understand what I'm saying now? You already know that the minimum wage in your locality or your state, is XYZ. Now, increment in Nigeria is honestly a tragedy to the entire economy of the Nigerian state. Because what we needed to have had
is done arbitrarily.
Is nonsense. What we needed to have had is to say, in this country, Nigeria, okay, minimum wage per hour of work is 200 naira, for instance, or it is 1,000 naira, for instance, so that you as a staff, you as an employer of labor, okay, you will know that if you are employing somebody and the person is working 8 hours a day and the minimum wage is 200 naira per day, every day the person works 8 hours, it will be 8 hours times 200 naira. That is what the law, permits. It cannot be less than that. So maybe we increase from that. You understand the picture what I'm saying now? That way, salary increments will be all reflective, whether to civil servants or to private workers or to everybody. As far as you're employing somebody, it should cut across. But the question now is, how many civil servants do we have in Edo State? That's the question. We're just talking about a few thousands. If you compare that to the general population, it's a far cry. You understand the picture of what I'm saying?
Correct.
Just one moment, we have a caller. Hello. Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Rex from Paris.
Go ahead, Rex.
Yes, I want to react over the minimum wages you just talked about, which is the 70,000 naira, how it can be sustainable, how government is going to sustain payments. Bro, I want to tell you something. Obaseki, not the person when they throw away money, okay? Palliative in place. People can give stories. I want you to believe it. For me, I've never really known, but I want to tell you that the man has done extremely very well. Okay, he has done well. He has, that is right, because the man refused. Okay, before the man refused to look towards the leaders and focus on the people. That is why you see things going on in Benin today. All this Benin is as a result of Obaseki refused people. Okay, I want to come and eat Edo State Treasury. Obaseki, Obaseki has done well. Before he increased the minimum wage, I must tell you, he has every palliative in place that will sustain it. He has said it is for Edo, it's not for few people. Obaseki has done well. He has put things in order. Okay, don't worry. When Oda eventually come in, bro, you will see they will still increase it to 100,000. Trust me, that will not be a problem. Although the money is even too small for people to live with right now, to compare with the difficulties and the hungers in the land, people are still clamoring for change. When we know the change, when we do for the head, everybody head don't cut off for shoulder. You understand? Now, see, Obaseki must continue with it, and Obaseki has done well. He's not the man with the throwing money. If you see his face, even in your family, his own brother, Don Pedro knew that this guy not the person who did the play. He's not the person who throw money. Trust me. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rex. The point is well made. It's not you are not repeating, but the point is well made. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Rex, thank you very much for your contribution. Is that the Rex has been making loads of comments on our chat? Thank you very much. And Dr. Comrade, I think Rex raised a very important issue. But there's one pertinent issue I always ask. If these monies are not shared to the leaders, I don't see them being used in Edo State anyway. But that will be a question for another day, because that has been the cliche. That has been the cliche of the government. So if this money is not being shared, we want to see it being used. But the question today is 70K is good. We even want more. Is it political? can it be sustained? While we are waiting for more calls, Comrade, I want you to react to this issue of the 70K not across board for those not in civil service. What happens to local government? What happens to federal? And what happens to the private sector?
Yes. That's exactly what you have another call. I don't know whether they will let us talk.
Yeah, let's take the call. It's the People's Show.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from? What's your name, sir?
My name is Obaseki. I'm calling from Spain, from Madrid.
Go ahead, sir.
I think you put live now.
We are. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Concerning what that man said, that Obaseki is not to win. It's not to waste his money. That man is an ignorance of it. It's what Lamtel that he's saying. That is what is happening in the Western world. And Obaseki have been to Europe, have been to America. He knows how they made their salary, they pay per hour. If that kind of thing is implemented in Edo State, as an example, the other part of the part of Nigeria will follow suit. For that simple reason, there are 70,000 minimum wage they are saying. I can say is because I can the 70 minimum wage Obaseki said implemented is just a mere change. 70,000 is just like, it's not up to 100 euro. It's not up to 100 euro. For that simple reason, how can somebody live on 100 euro per for a whole month? For that simple reason, they should place it, let's say 20,000 naira, let's say 200 naira per hour across the board. What Lamte said is what I agree to. Okay, please, that's all I can take.
Thank you.
The minimum wage.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajayi from Spain, right?
Usareti Ajayi from Spain. Comilante, just before you make a point on the question I've asked, I think it's very important to acknowledge Henry Bakari. He was the gentleman ringing us all the way from Italy, but the network is bad. But he has written something that I would like to read. He said, "I'm sorry for the bad network. What I was trying to say in effect is that Governor Godwin Obaseki may have made the necessary provision that will sustain the 70 million wage, which the next government will continue if they want. But we cannot rule out the fact that doing this during the election time has some sort of political tone. Let us see if this is not a political thing. Time will tell." I think, thank you so much.
You have another caller.
Yeah, I think
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, it's our regular caller, Dr. Osayi Okunbowa from Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Thank you guys for this. I just joined you. I heard the discussion, the part of the discussion, and what some people are saying. We cannot always compare everything with Europe or elsewhere that we live,
yes,
even though that would be an aspiration to.
Yes.
The dynamics of both environments are not the same.
Absolutely.
And will not be the same time a long time to come. For instance, if you want to say people have to be paid per hour, how do you account for that 1 hour? If you understand the work ethics in our environment, you can't compare it to anywhere. So we have a very poor work ethics at home.
Yeah.
So you think now, first of all, electricity is the problem. So if I have a complaint and there's an arrangement that the minimum wage is so per hour, I need to have a machine that somebody can come in and plug in and clock out to go to make sure that person was around for the time frame. If I don't have that machine, I can't monitor that time too. So anybody can manipulate my hours and claim, and when I refuse to pay, first of all, I will be guilty of not being able to provide a monitoring system for the time spent. And therefore, if I punish for it, it becomes unacceptable too. The person will say, I spent so and so time there. I was not commensurately paid. So when we are trying to compare systems, we have to look at the reality of the different dynamics of each environment.
Yes.
It's not going to work now. We don't have what it takes to work. However, the system in Nigeria has always been a multi-salary thing. And you know that if we were to account per day, per hour, people don't really work that much. Because government job is not accountable. It's just for Christmas that government does. And so there's a lot about it. But however, I believe that the also government is capable of paying what he promised to pay. That's why they made that 70,000.
Thank you very much.
Saying it's too small, yeah, we cannot say whether it's too small or not, considering what our environment is. Our environment is badly messed up. If they make a promise of 100,000 they can't pay, will that be right? Certainly not. So that's how I say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Okungbowa.
Yeah, Comilante, if we are not having any call, can you just land your point on that question so that we can move on?
Yes, just bring me back, sir.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the 70K increment is good, but it's not spread across the board. What happens to the private sector and other different sectors,
You know,
local government and federal?
No, but we're not going to fault Obaseki on that. You understand me? Because this is that's why I say it's a tragedy of the Nigerian system. Okay, Obaseki has increased salary for civil servants. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? Now, I think it's probably with the expectation that the positive effect of that would have been that civil servants would not be empowered, okay, to go to the market and spend money, as the case may be. You understand, and all of that. But unfortunately, okay, like we have already exemplified, I would have actually expected that we probably should start as a nation, not just as a state, start drifting towards making the policies of government impact directly on the private sector. Because government has not employed more people than the private sector. I was trying to research the other day to find out exactly how many workers or approximately how many civil servants do we have in Edo State. I doubt if we will have up to 10,000 civil servants in Edo State. Now, if you compare that to the people working in the private sector, compare that to people, working as staff of people that have set up, SMEs of 5 staff, 10 staff, 20 staff, put them together, you find out that, man, government has only just employed a very, infinitesimal number of people in the society. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now, and all of that. So, but if the policy was there, like we said, like, okay, our increment rate follows our hourly rate and every other thing. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? That word would, have impact even to those who are even just doing bricklayer work, le bouquet. You understand? Everybody, this is not, it will be a peg line. Okay? This state will pay 200 naira per hour or 300 naira per hour. You understand? So when you are employing somebody, this is the minimum you can pay. You can pay more than that. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now, and all of that. So if that is in place, it helps the overall economy. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? Of course, it's the overall system. But be that as it may, I honestly think, like I said earlier, that it's a bold step by the government to make this pronouncement, and hopefully in the coming days or weeks, we are going to know how they are going to work it out, how the payment is going to be. Because I'd like to be close to this particular, subject matter. And like Bakari said, you understand what I'm saying? I honestly believe Bakari, in as much as we definitely applaud the governor for this, there is no way tongues will not wag a bit to say, could this be because election is coming? Because again, the governor is in place. He has anointed a candidate. He must do everything, okay? Because at the end of the day, as well, if we have a free and fair election, as well Godalo's chances of becoming the governor of Edo State is a clear referendum on Governor Obaseki. There's no guessing that fact. So as well.
Hold up now, Comilante. The issue is 70K. We are not talking about the Edo State election just yet. Okay. But thank you so much for your contribution. I think on the issue of the 70K minimum wage, the views are a bit very diverse, given comments and phone calls, but everybody generally happy that there's an increment of 70K. Some even want more. But the question remains, could it just be for politics? We cannot answer that in its entirety here today.
No.
The only thing is to say that, like they always say, time indeed will tell. But we must commend Governor Gordon Obaseki. If paying salaries is anything to go by, which I don't think it is, Governor Gordon Obaseki has done well, because he remains about one of the few governors in Nigeria who have increased to 40K, consistently paid it, and it's increased again to 70K. But I'm not one to applaud any governor for paying salaries, because I don't think it's an achievement. But in the current climate in Nigeria, and indeed those states where poverty is everywhere, we have no choice but to say they've done well. But we should not clap for a government that pays you salary. You can only say you are happy because if you have not gone to work. But if you have gone to work, why are you happy that they have increased or paid you salary? You've worked for it. But that's another thing to be talked about next time. But that's what we have in Nigeria. Salary increment is always seen as an achievement. I would say no. But I thank Governor Gordon Obaseki for doing that. And if it's not politics, he has my total support. But of course, only time indeed will tell. So without wasting time, the time is fast spent, Comilante. We'll just jump on to the next topic. Still on Edo State. Edo State is agog with different activities, raving from one corner to the other, people drumming support, and then wanting to be governor in Edo State come November. The Edo State election is in September. That is no news. The parties are ready and they are making waves. We have very small parties who are also doing very well. The ROPP, the NROM, everybody making drumming support, and campaigns, of course, have been open. But it looks like it might be, I don't know, a 3-horse race. Some quarters would even say it's only a 2-horse race between the PDP and the APC. And somebody has also said it might be it might be 3 legs with APC, PDP, and the Labour Party. But I must say, all these parties have got one issue or the other. PDP have got their own issues, APC have got their own issues, and Labour Party seem to be going from one issue to the other. Only during the week, there was this issue where somebody has declared himself to be chairman of the Labour Party in Edo State, while the sitting chairman, Agbaloy, was far away in Abuja. But the most important thing in all this is that we want credible, proper, fit election where the right person will be picked to at least move Edo State from another level. So, Komelamti, with your ego eyes and being a man in the local government, put your mouth in the 2024 governorship election. Will it be Aswa Igodalo? Will it be Akpakomiza? Will it be Olumide Akpata? Will it be Paul Okungbawa of YPP? Will it be Ikorogie of NROM and many more? Will it be Isaiah Osifo of ABGA? What is your take?
Pharmacist, thank you very much. I think one of the most dangerous things that we can do now, or anybody can do now, or one disservice that anybody can do to our polity just now, is to project who is going to become the governor of Edo State after Governor Obaseki. I think it is premature. It's too early because a lot is already unfolding and a lot more will unfold. And to that extent, I think that we just need to stay close to the polity and, of course, monitor the ways events are unfolding. There's a lot going on, like you said. The PDP only this week is already being plagued with the issue that we started with, which was this whole accusation of the governor of Edo State over issues happening with our royal house and all of those things. I can tell you from our barometer that thing is not going down well, or somehow the PDP, they are already running around to ensure that they correct whatever they consider to be very erroneous. You understand what I'm saying now, and all of that. That is there. Now, the other political part of the PDP, like we already observed, the impeachment of the deputy governor to Governor Obaseki, that's talking of Philip Shaibu, I can tell you that it is not playing nicely. 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 It is to the PDP as well. Of course, a lot of things are happening for the optics, mind you. But of course, from these optics, we can see that people are living in droves to say that they were PDP yesterday. They are now moved to XYZ political party, most of whom say they have moved on to the APC and all of that. So there is some sort of, alignment and realignment, hugely going on. You understand what I'm saying? And I can tell you, the reason why all of these are happening is because many believe that Aswa Udalo will win the election because of the power of Governor Obaseki's incumbency. While others are flocking to the APC, I have spoken to a number of persons, even in the diaspora, who say that they are supporting the APC candidate, because they believe that APC is going to win the government house. You understand a bit of what I'm saying now? And so there's a lot of this, and if you ask them, what they say is that the federal might is going to, is going to have its own bearing on the election. They refer to Tinubu saying that he will give a dough back to APC and all of those kinds of things. You understand? But even while that is going on, there are people who have expressed serious dissatisfaction, hugely uneased, by the gathering of, the good, the bad, and the ugly, where, of course, across all the political parties, but in APC. You understand? Some people have expressed fears that if APC takes over the government of Edo State, it is like, returning the days of Oshomole, where the likes of Kabaka will be, gifted with urban market to generate revenue from urban market, where Agberoism may take over Edo State again. People have expressed all of that concern. While some others have expressed confidence in the candidate of the APC, talking of Akpakomiza, to say that he may be playing the lawyer boy right now, that when he becomes the governor of Edo State, is going to, of course, change his steps. But another thing is antecedent, even as a lawmaker, speak to any of these? Okay, if he does, okay, maybe there's a chance. But if not, but again, another background to this is that the man that has become the candidate of the APC and his running mate are people who actually had this contestation where one was declared the winner, the running mate was declared the winner earlier, and of course only God knows how the table upturned, and the man who lost became the winner, and the both of them, as a way of compromise, were now paired, one as the head of the ticket and one as the running mate. For some people, it feels like the political party APC is taking Edo State people for a ride. For some people, compromise is part of politics. All of these are playing out inside the APC. Again, there are so many others too who are accusing to say that the candidate of the APC cannot express himself properly in English. He is not engaging with the people because he's not confident of himself to speak publicly. Others have equally had things to say about his running mate and all of that. But my own take privately on that is this. The truth of the matter is this. For me, governance, intelligence is not measured by how well one speaks English. You understand? English is not the barometer to measure intelligence or leadership or readiness to lead. You understand? That's my own take for that. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? However, you equally expect too that whoever is going to be, the face of your state by way of government should be able to represent you appropriately. And so all of that is there. Now, when you come to the Labour Party, it's a whole lot of issues altogether. Issues, exactly point out issues with the candidate Olumide Akpata. Okay, we cannot exactly point out issues with him, but there are a lot of issues with the political party. Like you said earlier, some human being that was suspended, according to the reports, went ahead, to what's it called, barricade the office of the Labour Party, declared himself the acting chairman of the Labour Party, and all of that has led to so many issues. And people have reported that some of these boys right now parading themselves as members of the Labour Party, some being suspended right now, actually working for PDP. Okay, now, I always say that when lie resemble truth, somehow you're about to believe. Now, there is the speculation too that Obaseki being the most prolific political Maradona in recent years, okay, having gone ahead to employ a Labour Party member, a strong Labour Party member, as the deputy governor of Edo State, okay, it's with a reason. And people are not putting their significance to the current Labour Party, current deputy governor of, of Edo State. Is it Mr. Marvelous or more something?
Godwin Marvelous.
Yes, Godwin. Is it Godwin Marvelous?
Marvelous or Mobayo.
Or Mobayo. So people are not putting their significance to Marvelous. And Marvelous is one of those right now responsible to ensuring that there is instability in the Labour Party. And if the Labour Party is not stable, okay, it will be very difficult to see their candidate fly and all of that. But interestingly, Olumide Akpata, in one video I saw, this morning, had something to say concerning this. And I thought it was it's something that we should hear.
I just wanted to lend my voice and to sound a note of warning to the opposition that we will not tolerate any interference in the activities of our party. We advise them to prepare themselves to meet us in the field, rather than trying to use underhand methods to undermine the Labour Party. Labour Party in Edo State is a moving train. Anybody who decides to stand in front of the train will do so at his or her own peril. It would appear that the current deputy governor, employed for the purpose, must have assured his paymasters that Labour Party is decimated and that Labour Party does not exist, and that once he leaves us, the party will no longer exist. People tend to be legends in their own minds. It has no such relevance or consequence. Not in Akoko Edo, not in Edo State Labour Party. The individual who attacked our secretariat, suspended youth leader Ken Omusi, we know works with the deputy governor. We have pictures, photographic evidence to the effect that they are working together currently. We are asking the government in power, we're asking them very nicely to please stay clear from Labour Party. Don't come here. We have no room for you. As Mr. Chairman noted, this minion that was suspended youth leader working with the deputy governor arrived these premises with officers of the Edo Security Network. Yes. And arrived these premises with police officers attached to government house. So we are sending a note of warning to those who are orchestrating this confusion. That confusion does not exist here. We are clear in our minds where we are going. Osadebe Avenue direct. We will play the game according to the rules, and we encourage them to do the same thing. But Labour Party is no pushover. Mr. Chairman has assured me that we will employ all avenues provided by the law to ensure that these miscreants, those who invaded our secretariat, those who assaulted
Comilante.
Yes.
Yeah. Comilante.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for that audio. You see, this is a bit worrying, let's hope and pray that the election is played very well. And it's one too many with Labour Party. But you were trying to make a point. Can you carry on?
Yes. So like I said, it's all part of the state of the race, like I was trying to explain earlier. That was a very strong worded message from strong message from Olumide Akpata, of the Labour Party. And of course, his statement there is giving credence, of course, to the speculation that Marvelous Omobayo, the current deputy governor of Edo State, he addressed him as one employed to help disorganize the Labour Party. And so the speculation is that, given the issue with the Labour Party, the Abure, the NSC, and all of that, that if those issues are resolved and Labour Party becomes stable, there's a speculation that Labour Party, will, give, the PDP and APC a run for their money. So, as the case is, like you mentioned, the other political parties, if those ones come up and they become, relevant, when I mean relevant, as in their status, is upgraded to the level with PDP, APC, or the Labour Party, it will be a huge surprise. Otherwise, most people see, Labour Party, honestly, see the three political parties right now as the ones, in the race, as the case may be. So right now, we can only just watch, admire the process, and of course, see the the politics playing out. You understand what I'm saying? And see the different alignments and realignments, taking place, and all of that. And that's the most that we can do, for now. Otherwise, things are just unfolding, and it is too premature to think that one person is going to win for this and for that reason. Most of all, this is a Edo State election where things cannot be exactly predicted.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Comrade Dante, for your analysis. Just one or two more questions before we go. I have always thought I don't see any difference between APC and PDP, to be frank. And I'm beginning to think if Labour Party is indeed actually different, although they seem to be a bit far from APC and PDP just now. But how does this meet you? People deferred from APC to PDP, immediately they are giving positions, and people deferred from PDP to APC to the next party, they are giving positions. Are they really different, Comrade Lamte?
Well,
just to tell you, I hear that my senior colleague in the profession, pharmacist Matthew Orohide, who defected from PDP to APC, will be leading the campaign of Akpakomiza and vice versa. Yeah, are they really different?
I think they are not. They are not, because they are all made up of Edo State people, and of course, our democracy, as nascent as it is, we can say our democracy is a nascent democracy. We still have not evolved, ideology, as it were. Ideologies they are not in the dictionary of the political parties. There is nothing that people can identify with to say, man, this is what characterizes the PDP or the APC or even the Labour Party. When Peter B was in the race for presidential elections, many of us actually thought that the Labour Party under Peter B would be a party of ideology. If things are falling apart because Obi did not become president of Nigeria, I don't know. But I actually do think that Obi not winning the presidency of the presidential election is probably a litmus test for the world to see how he midwives the Labour Party to be that party of envy that Nigerians and the real obedience can actually, identify with. You understand? So far, in all honesty, I have not seen it. You understand what I'm saying now? So I really think that the quality of leaders that Labour Party will produce may be what will determine if Labour Party will be a party of ideology or that thought force or that alternative that Nigerians can begin to have hope in. Having said that, I want to say that I'm honestly very enthused by what Alex Oti is doing as the only governor of Labour Party currently in Nigeria. You understand? It's a clear departure from the status quo, from the norm, from the things that we used to know. I was particularly thrilled when he announced and abolished pension scheme for ex-governors. I thought that was a bold move, and that is something that you cannot find an APC member, a governor do, or a PDP governor do, because they will be hurting, their predecessors, and they will not want to do that, and then they just want to enjoy that as well. Serving for 4 or 8 years and you receive pension for a lifetime, a pension that is outrageous. You understand what I'm saying now? OT went beyond himself, okay, and said this must stop. It's huge immorality. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought it's huge immorality, not just in Abia State, it's immorality across the length and breadth of this country. And I think that he's able to do that because he is from the Labour Party stock, where he's not answerable to anybody. And probably that may just be the fate of Olumide Akpata if God smiles, on his face and make him the governor of Edo State, if that becomes the case. So those are the issues. But ideologically, they are not there.
Thank you so much, Lamte. So one of our viewers is asking for our phone number. It's no longer displayed. If you can display our phone numbers, please.
Okay.
Naps Igbinowaya is asking for our phone number.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for that statement. I just have, as we begin to wrap up today's program, I just want to ask you the final question on the state of the race to governorship election 2024 in Edo State. Maybe it's early days yet, but I've not really seen the various political parties campaigning on issues just now. It's all been personalities and trouble. When will they start campaigning on issues? And when will the people matter?
This election is going to be in September, okay? And a lot of dust is in the air right now. Like we said earlier, Labour Party have issues with their party. I am hoping that they will put their acts together and resolve that before long. And if they do so, and of course that will help their cause, as it were. The APC, okay, they are still themselves absorbing and reabsorbing, adjusting and readjusting their own campaign. What's it called? Campaign team. The PDP just announced theirs not quite long, and all of that. So I think that a lot of things are in formation right now with the political parties, and although they have few things they need to grapple with, APC will need to work on their own candidates to be sellable. So I think that'll be a major issue for the APC. Of course, the PDP have a lot of issues too to grapple with, and so does the Labour Party. I think you have a caller.
It might be Naps Igbinowaya, likely.
Hello.
Yes, I just want to make a contribution. Thank you very much.
Go ahead. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from? We must say that to fulfill all righteousness.
My name is Tony Agwansemafe. I'm calling from London in the UK.
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, that's our own Dr. Tony.
First, let me thank you guys, yourself and the pharmacist, for a very robust program today. What I just want to add is that, like both of you just said, we want to see issue-based campaign.
Yes.
I think INEC has lifted the window since I think late last month. So we want to hear what these aspirants across all the political parties, what they have for education, agriculture, sports, infrastructure, tourism, art and culture, the economy of the state, revenue generation, power, and everything. So those are the housing. So those are the things I think they need to be spotlighting now, and they should stop gaslighting the people. Like you just said, Comrade Lamte, a lot of them are just, fighting, personality fight and all that. Yeah. So, but to be honest, as an analyst and as a keen lover of the politics of Edo State, this election that is coming is going to be a race to the wire. It's going to be permutations, and it's going to be tight. I wish the people of Edo State, all the best. I wish all of us all the best. Thank you very much, guys, for a good program today.
Thank you, Dr. Agbons.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. Yeah, Comrade, can we just wind down with the question I'm asking? Let's just quickly wrap it up.
Yes. Can you repeat the question again, sir?
I was just trying to say that these elections appear not to be issue-based at the moment. Yeah.
You may have another call.
It might be Naps Igbinowaya.
Okay. Hello. First and foremost, sir, could you reduce your device before you talk to us?
and his name.
Turn down your device. Tell us your name and where you are calling from, please.
My name is.
Are you thinking about your name, sir? Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
No, I just saw your voice muted. That was the reason.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is George. I'm calling from Germany, Berlin.
Go ahead, sir. You have 90 seconds.
Yeah. No, no. So it was because I saw your voice muted. Oh, I said.
Oga, remove the other device. Remove it and just talk to my phone, please.
Okay, it's all right. What I really want to the contribution for this program is will it not be expedient for us at least to evaluate the available governorship aspirants and sort of then see the one that will suit Edo people for what it is, especially for those of us over here. We should be able to evaluate. Though education for one thing, it can never be ruled out, but at the same time, the ability for somebody to have, what it takes to govern states, and especially Edo State for what it is. Edo State is not like every other state in Nigeria. We must be very, very clear. But well, for me, I don't really, I can't say I've met any of the aspirants, but for what I have heard from them is that for PDP, they don't have aspirants. So to say, people might be very annoyed from such a statement. Then one cannot see a matter and say there is no aspirant. Bata is a very formidable, what have you, in any way. But then, and at the same time, from the PDP side, from what we know, it's a very astute somebody, or let me say the most qualified. There's no point. He's the most qualified. And so people, they are dabbling into the mistake of whether Obaseki behave, it does not behave.
Sir, can you round off in Oga, can you round off in 5 seconds, please? I just have to end the call because it's my other call.
All right, Comandante, we need to round up now. I think just say one liner because time is fast spent. Yeah. So I was just talking. Would this not be? We are not seeing issue-based campaign. Do you think it's early days yet?
They are not going to escape. You have another call. Are you sure you have one?
Yeah, let's take the call, and we just wrap up.
This will be the last one, and we end up. Then we'll talk about the issue-based campaign matter. Hello. What's your name and where are you calling from, sir? Hello, we can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh yeah. This is Mr. Odion Aloba. I'm calling from New York.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just have a quick comment. What I want to say is, regarding the politics of about the traditional ruler. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, sir. You have 60 seconds, sir. Just be quick.
Okay. What I want to say is about the issue-based campaign. Somebody just said that what is in the political way in Nigeria is that the people are not really, they are not pursuing issues. And when you look at the issue of the Labour Party, this guy that is the front runner, I think what you see there over the past weeks or months after he got his his position, I think what you see with him, he has been very kind of like laid back, not coming forward. But when the issue of the palace crisis that is kind of like unraveling, and I think this guy is jumping on that opportunity. But what I want to say here is that the pseudo-monarchical blending, the Labour Party and the APC is trying to democratically market. I think if that is the only issue they have had to run on, they're going to go bankrupt come September 21st, 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Odio Aloba, we have not heard from you. It's been a friend of the Comrade Show. Odio Aloba, your views are always very important. Please do call us. Komelamte, with the time is fast spent. Just one liner. Let's close the show.
I think that there's no way they can escape, discussing the issues. The issues will be discussed because those two people are going to ask them the right questions. But let's not forget, this election is in September. So there's a long time. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that people may just take time to, of course, catch the cruise now. But I'm sure that from mid-June through July, August, it's going to be real business. Because at the end of the day, if you look at the entire state, there are different demographics, as it were. You understand what I'm saying? And there are people who really want to know what you want to do. You understand what I'm saying? The diaspora demography is different. You understand? Even though there's going to be a lot of division now, going into the election. If you go to the state, there are the artisans, there are the market women, there are the civil servants, everybody wants something, you understand what I'm saying now, from a prospective governor. So nobody will escape the issues. They will discuss the issues. And those who judge them on the issues will judge them on the issues and align with whoever they want to align with.
Thank you very much, Komelamte. On that note, we have to end the discussion. They can't run away from the issues. The issues will play a very important role. Thank you very much, Komelamte, for your contribution today. Thank you very much for being part of this. I want to say that the Comrade Show has really been buzzing today. The two issues we talked about has got lots of comment from everybody and many people ringing in. Let me thank Williams, who rang today to make a contribution all the way from Holland. Tony, Mr. Tony, who rang us all the way from United Kingdom. Henry Bakari from Milan, Italy, for ringing in and also making a comment. Daddy Rex, who rang us all the way from Paris in France. Osareti Ajayi, who rang us from all the way Madrid in Spain. And our own Dr. Osayemere Okungbowa, who rang us from the UAE, Abu Dhabi to be specific. And our own Muscatia of the Comrade Show, Dr. Tony Agbons, who is far away doing other things, but still find time to ring in and make a contribution. And Mr. George, who rang us all the way from Berlin, Germany. And our runaway contributor, Odion Aloba, from New York, United States. Your contributions were very apt. And thank you so much for putting your mouth in all these issues. Comrade Show, like we say, is Edo State, and Edo State is Comrade Show. The three issues we talked about today, two mainly, centers on issues affecting us and our polity. Looking at the minimum wage recently increased by the Edo State government. And the state of the situation at the moment as we look forward to 2024 Edo State governorship election. We started with an opener just talking about the issue relating to the Edo State government and then the recent happening last week about the palace. We say that the optic is not good and we think that things will get better. The road to 2024 is still continuous. We'll continue to see that. I want to see if the minimum wage increment was political or genuine. But we agree that only time indeed will tell. So friends and viewers of the Comrade Show, thank you for sharing your evening with us. Stay out of trouble, remain good until we see you again. But please remember, share, and share. And for those that watch it later, do have a nice time. Stay out of trouble until we come your way again next Sunday. Remain blessed.
Peace.